Well, this video has been about 3 years overdue, so I'm finally a little proud of myself for getting around to making it. Stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this.
I keep swinging my head through a swarm of bees, 'cause I want honey on my table.
Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? The gun psychiatrist here with a video that has been long overdue for about 3 years now, and I'm glad to get around to cutting it. So I promised a lot of you guys, especially my older crowd, a review video on what I thought on SDI, because at the time I had a lot of followers on the channel that were wanting to go to the school, and of course never got around to doing it for obvious reasons that if you haven't seen my channel update video, you'd probably know why in there. Any of you watching this, I would definitely love to see you hit that red subscribe button down below, and do smash that like button for me, because it does help me out with the YouTube algorithm and kind of get my channel back up, trying to rebuild it after I shut it down. Before I do or say anything about SDI, I am not a representative of SDI. That this video is solely my opinion on SDI. My opinions and views on SDI should be taken lightly and with a grain of salt, and probably a shot of your choice. We'll just see how this video goes. So in this video, I'm going to cover about 5 sections of what I think are the most important things for anybody considering an education at SDI. Pros, the cons, the industry expectations, meaning what it's like working in the actual firearms industry, some additional considerations for the potential student to chew on, and last but not least, who I would recommend go and attend SDI. So I went to SDI. I started in 2019. I went there because I needed to use my GI Bill before I lost it. And some of the pros that I took out of SDI was the fact that you're going to gain a lot of book knowledge. This is one earmark of the school that was really impressive to me, is that they gather so much information from the firearms world. And I'm talking history of arms. And granted, I would probably say that most of that information can be found online, but it would take a lot of extensive research. And of course, at SDI, it's all included with your books. One other thing that I did like about the school, for those of you guys that are probably about my age that are old school, is that the school likes to send hard copies of most of your books for your courses. There's going to be a few courses where you're not going to get hard copy books, and they're going to be online. They're a pain in the butt to read. You can always go to a book rental site and rent those books, and that works just as well. Most of the instructors at the school are top notch and will provide you with their industry experience, tips, tricks, what have you, if you care to listen to it. And I would highly encourage you to listen to other professionals that have been in the industry. It doesn't matter if they've been there 4, 6, 8, 30, 40 years. They have some smart people that work at that school. A lot of the instructor feedback is going to happen in your discussions and, of course, in course lectures. So pay attention to those as well. The one good thing about this school is the fact that your tools and materials are provided with your program. They have all these kits ready to mail out. And as you progress through your training, the kits are sent and you'll have tools to complete those classes. Speaking of classes and tools, your labs. So a lot of the labs at SDI were really fun because they were actually real labs. This is a period to grow and learn and experience through these labs. But the one thing I will say is that they provide the bare minimum to get you through the lab. If you want to maybe step it up a notch or two, you're going to be smashing that add to cart button over there at Brownells and buying some stuff. So let's now move on to the cons. I think this is probably one of the most self-evident truths I'll ever speak out of my mouth. But however, book knowledge does not make you a gunsmith. And like any other profession, book knowledge of that profession does not make you a professional. It helps. It just doesn't make you a professional. What will make you a professional is hands-on experience. One of the examples I love to use is like ASE technicians. And this is not a dog on anybody that has an ASE technician license or has taken the test. However, most of you would agree that there are some ASE technicians that go out there that can pass a test but cannot work on a cart. This is the same thing. You can pass all the tests in this school. You will pass them and you will have gained some fundamental knowledge from them. But when you graduate, you will have very little hands-on experience by the time you receive that diploma in the mail. Another con is the tools that they do send and provide are generally very cheap. Lots of Harbor Freight stuff. Given the amount of money that you spend on attendance, an upgrade to the tooling could be more than justified, or at least maybe give the students that option to upgrade the tooling. I understand that, the school has to make money and they have to pay instructors and stuff, but I'd rather have a single good Nicholson Bassler file than a bunch of junk made in China files, and work with more industry partners to get better quality stuff to the students. The industry will do it. They have the industry discount. You can get it 50% off. This school, they've taken the initiative to start a school to train the next generation of people that is going to continue the firearms industry. That's a huge responsibility. Maybe we should equip them with the best. So we sow the best into the industry and we reap those rewards. I'm just saying. There are machine courses that you will attend at this school, which is very basics on how to run a lathe, how to run an end mill, and the different parts of them. There is zero hands-on machinist training available. Huge downfall, because what do you need in the firearms industry? Firearms industry runs on machinists. Another thing that they don't do is CAD or CAM training. Now, if you're unsure what CAD or CAM is, CAD stands for computer aided design, and CAM stands for computer aided manufacturing. Sometimes people with very little experience will teach a course. And there was one point in time, for like example, in the hydrographics training, that we had to stick to the generic instructions that this 123 dip my kit dot freaking net / China India sends you. The pain in it's terrible anyways, but if you've watched those hydro dipping videos, I've showed you those. But it's supposed to be an at-home dip kit. It's horrible. But the instructions they provide you are not that good. I give more probably of an in-depth analysis of how to do hydrographics on my channel than the school even provides you in their entire hydrographics course. Like if you watch my series, and it's long, I mean, I think each video is like an hour and a half long, where I go into the in-depth of painting and blah, 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 blah. I'll give you more on my channel for free than that school is going to charge you for that course. And that's pretty bad. I think they need to reach out and find industry professionals that are certified, not through 123 mydipkit.china.russia, whatever. Find industry professionals that are certified, that are willing to come out and teach a class and share some insider knowledge of hydrographics or water transfer printing or hydrographics processing. Another one that kind of made a con list for me was the fact that the school not only teaches you this, but they wrote a book on it about cutting the crown with a Harbor Freight file that has been slung around inside the packaging, because the packaging is so cheap that the file is almost unusable when you get it. Well, I'm not saying this cannot be done, because some old timers do it. You can simply buy a crowning tool from Brownells with the proper arbor to fit inside your bore to cut a flat crown perfectly concentric with your bore and your rifle. Telling students that have zero experience how to do this and showing them in a book is not really a good idea, especially if that student thinks he's good at it and takes that out into practice and starts messing up customer guns or what have you. That can get people into a lot of trouble. I agree. It's important to learn how to do that kind of stuff, but these students are barely taking guns apart and you're having them find whatever. I'm not going to go into it. I don't believe in cutting crowns like that. I think there's a lot more accurate way to do it. If you cut the crown crooked, the gun's never going to shoot straight anyway. So we're going to call it good for this video. I don't want these to get too long to where people get too bored for them or get too much information too fast. Going to school needs to be a decision that you really need to focus on and think about and do your research on. So I'm going to chunk this up into multiple videos. That's going to be it for this one. In the next video, I'm going to cover industry considerations and really what it's going to be like going into the firearms industry. This is not really going to be for those that want to just go into business for themselves. This is going to be more or less for people who want to actually work in the actual manufacturing industry and what a manufacturing setting is going to look like. Because I think a lot of people probably don't understand what that actually looks like. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and end this one and just look on the cards right here to see if you see the next one in part 2. And until then, I will see you later. I'm the gun psychiatrist signing off, and God bless America again.